Morning children. So let us start our portion, today's portion, harvesting. So we were studying about the agricultural practices and our sixth one is harvesting. What is harvesting? Have you heard about this word? The cutting of the crops after it's mature is known as harvesting. So after the crops are matured, so it should be cut off and removed from the field. That process is known as harvesting. So harvesting means the cutting of crops after it's mature. That is known as harvesting. See, the harvesting in olden days, it was done by sickle. What is sickle? Aruva. That sickle was used in the olden days. Now, after the harvesting, the grain should be separated from the chaff. What is this chaff? Vaikol, kachi. That should be, the grain should be separated from the chaff. So in olden days, we were using the sickle. But nowadays, we have a machine known as the combine. That the both processes are taking there, the harvester and the thresher. Both the machines are there. Harvester means cutting of the crops after it's mature. Then what is this thresher? We have to separate the grain from the chaff. We need only the grain and the chaff is not needed. So that separation is known as the threshing. So the threshing is done by, the threshing and harvesting both can be done by the machine combined. The harvesting means the cutting of the crops after it's mature. Then what is threshing? Threshing means in the harvested crops, the grain needs to be separated from the chaff. These two processes are now done by the combine. In olden days, this harvesting was done by the sickle and by the manual labor, the chaff was separated. But in the modern days, now we are using the combine for both harvesting and threshing. Then, have you seen the winnowing? See, the farmers having small holdings of land, small acres of land, they also separate the grain from the chaff by a method known as the winnowing. Winnowing means the farmers take the grains in some vessels or something, and they are separating this chaff from the grain, and that is known as winnowing. Winnowing and threshing both are same, that these are used in larger scale. This winnowing is done in small holdings of land. I think you understood the term harvesting. Harvesting means the cutting of crops after it's mature. In olden days it was done by the sickle. Then this grain should be separated from the chaff, that is known as the threshing. This threshing and harvesting are now done by the machine combine. Combine consists of the harvester and thresher. Winnowing is also the separation of grain and the chaff in small holding of land. Okay, the last one in the agricultural practice, that is the storage. Storage of the product. That means we have taken the crops by harvesting. These crops should be stored. There may be a large production of seeds that should be kept for a longer time. So it should be dried in the sunlight. If the freshly harvested grains are stored without drying, it may get spoiled by the attack of many organisms, losing its germination capacity. Then moisture will also be affected. Then rats, pests, everything will also attack these crops. So the harvested crops are dried in the sunlight and that is stored. It should be protected from pests, bacteria and fungi. This storage, it is done in silos and granaries. Silos and granaries means large scale storage of grains. See, in olden days, നമ്മുടെയൊക്കെ വീട്ടിൽ പണ്ട് കാലത്തൊക്കെ നെല്ല് അറയിൽ സൂക്ഷിക്കുന്നതായിട്ട് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ അതേപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് nowadays we are using this silos and granaries. large scale storage of grains. It is stored in silos and granaries. See, the dried neem leaves are used for the storing of the food grains at homes. Neem leaves. Have you heard about the neem leaves? Arivepindela. See, these silos and granaries are used for the large scale storage. In our homes, also we can use the dried seed with the help of these dried neem leaves. So, these are the 7 agricultural practices. So, do you remember the first one? First one was the preparation of the soil. What was the second one? Second one, sowing. Third one, adding manure and fertilizers. Next one, irrigation. Next, protection from weeds, harvesting, and the last one is storage. So, our last portion is animal husbandry. See, we are getting so many products from the plants, and we have studied the methods how we are attaining the crops. See, like this, the animals are also giving so many products. See, the animals reared at homes or farms, they have to be provided with proper food, shelter and care, and that is known as animal husbandry. See, the animals should be given proper food, shelter and care, and that is known as animal husbandry. So, thank you.